Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomat YouTube channel. You got your boys here, Lanny and Bert. The Dividend Diplomat, I made some major portfolio moves, Lanny, but not in an area you would expect. In this video, we're going to talk through these two big transactions I did and how I'm changing up my automated investing strategy in this platform.
Oh, baby, before we do, smash that subscribe button. Give us a nice thumbs up, guys. Bert's making some big moves here. Bert's making big tech moves, big entrepreneurial startup investing moves here. I love it. Bert, we aren't just dividend investors here. You especially. You've been doing and dabbling a lot. You've got SoFi, you've got Upstart, you own Salesforce, you have some tech exposure, a lot actually, given SoFi's surge to over $20 per share. But
Yep.
it doesn't just end there. There's also a certain platform that you've been using for almost 6 to 7 years now, right?
That's right. Before we get into the platform, we have a quick little piece of housekeeping, Lanny.
Oh, housekeeping.
On Tuesday's video, we said if we got to 250 likes, we were going to pick a swag winner. Lanny, we're over 300 likes on that video, so it's time to pick a swag winner. Since this video was about SCHD's ETF and how many shares I now own over 2,000, there was one commenter, Lanny, that we had to tip the cap and pick as our winner. You know who you are. Our boy, SCHD Stan, the GOAT on Twitter that is always talking about SCHD, gives fantastic updates we've used in our videos. He said he owns 7,637 shares of SCHD, and you are going to be the proud owner of some DD swag. Reach out to us here through our email or just find us. We'll message you also on X as well. So that's our housekeeping item.
Congratulations, SCHD Stan. But we're here. That was last week's video. This is Saturday's video, guys. Let's see here. Bert, investing. It's all about staying investing in the game. It's all about also maybe getting exposure to industries that you understand a little bit more than others.
Mm-hmm.
Bert, you're involved in the kind of startup tech industry as well.
Yes.
So what's been on your mind and what are you trying to do?
Well, I've been trying through this, and I talked about it when on our Monday video, talking about how I put some money into the Figma IPO on SoFi, and ultimately I learned from one of the commenters there's a 30-day waiting period, so I was not able to flip any IPO shares. There's some money to be made in these tech companies, in these IPOs, in these companies that are now getting all the venture capital funds for AI, data infrastructure, then that's where some of the industry is heading. But as you said, Lanny, it's hard to pick the individual stocks. It's hard to find the individual ones. When you want exposure, sometimes it's easier to find a platform, an ETF, or a different kind of way or a fund to get that exposure without you having to do the individual research yourself.
So Bert, how have you been able to get exposure to OpenAI, to Canva, to Ramp, to Vanta? How have you been able to get that exposure and own a piece of that pie indirectly?
I wrote some nice letters to their CEOs. I sent in some checks, and they mailed me back some stock certificates, like how trading used to be done back in the day. I'm kidding, everybody. We use Fundrise here at our household. The Fundrise got its claim to fame by being an online real estate platform. You can invest in REITs, different types of real estate funds. They had their flagship real estate fund. They had their supplemental income fund. They had some others that they closed out over the years. They got their claim to fame through real estate, but they've also grown. You could also invest in their Fundrise IPO land. So I partook in investing in REITs, that Fundrise IPO several years ago. And then I think it was in 22, they rode the VC boom and they launched a VC Innovation Fund that would allow them to invest in late stage companies, early, mid stage companies, IPOs, convertible debt to help take advantage of that and allow people to invest into VC the way they allowed individuals to invest into real estate on a small scale.
Guys, that's Fundrise. The link below to Fundrise will be in the description. I've been using it for the real estate crowdfunding platform for 6 to 7 years. Bert's been using it then for this innovation fund. So, Bert, what's been your investing strategy? What consistency have you had? And how many years have you been doing the innovation fund?
I did the Innovation Fund actually since it started, Lanny. I contributed a lot in 2022, 2023. I believe it started 2020, whenever it started. I apologize what the day it was. Up until the end of June through second quarter, I had invested $4,000 in the Innovation Fund. And
That's
my
small.
overall Fundrise exposure was 16,000 between the flagship real estate fund, which was 2,000, the other fund, the other supplemental income fund, which was 6,000, and some in the IPO that was about 2,500. That's what I did as of June 30th for Fundrise.
Hmm. That was as of June 30th. So you said you had a small flagship real estate fund that was about 2,100 bucks.
Yeah, and it wasn't really doing much for me, Lanny. The performance has been pretty bad on that flagship real estate fund. That was the first mess. I don't even invest in that one anymore. I'd been putting in $100 into the supplemental income because you got actual performance and returns from there and a nice dividend. Real estate fund wasn't really doing anything. Dividend was small, returns were small. I was never going to add to it. So that's where I thought, you know what? Why don't I just sell this? I liquidate my position, move it into the innovation fund where I want to go, the exposure I want to get, and I want to keep growing. And I can take that $4,000 investment that I had, beef it up, throw in another $2,100, Lanny, really juice up my position. That's just my cost basis because now my innovation fund position market value is over $7,300 because you're starting to see those returns really start to juice up as these companies increase their valuations, like two of their holdings just did.
Wow. So you're already up after this move.
Yeah, it's been like you'll start to see the spread because what happened in July after I did this, September was two of their holdings. You had Vanta just raised around that nearly doubled its valuation. Ramp raised another massive round. You're going to start seeing some of these early late stage holdings, Lanny, start to announce as because the investments from a year or two ago are getting new valuations. The positions are going up, or they're able to redeem their positions, get out of them, and invest the funds in newer stage companies. So that's
Interesting.
yeah. So that was the move. Look, it's $7,000 in my overall portfolio allocation. It's a sector I want to grow in. Why keep it in $2,400 in a position that's not really earning anything, not really paying me a dividend, just sitting there when I want to grow my venture capital exposure, when I want to get exposure into these tech things to see maybe I can grow, get some market value appreciation on a small basis.
Bro wants this shake and bake, baby. What do you
I
guys
know.
think? Do you guys invest into Fundrise? First off, definitely click the referral link below if you
Yeah.
want to sign up for Fundrise and get that potential exposure, not just to real estate outside of the
Mhm.
stock market, but to the tech industry, guys.
Yeah. There's more though, Lanny. There's more into this. I was doing $100 into the innovation. I mean, not into the innovation fund, into the supplemental income real estate fund, which that position's grown to over $6,000. May I add? I'm changing up the game a little bit here on my automated investing, Lanny. I'm taking it from $100 in that supplemental income fund, putting 250 every month in that innovation fund too. So I'm looking to grow it, add $3,000 every year to this fund, and really juice the position.
So you're doing 100. Did you stop? You're going to keep the 100 going?
No, I stopped the 100 and moved it to 250 to the other.
Wow. So you increased your Fundrise net automatic monthly contributions by 150 bucks, guys. He is getting 2, 3 grand per year into the private industry of the tech.
Yeah, so we'll see how this plays out. I'm excited to get this exposure. Obviously, it's not a dividend investment, but it's something I'm interested in and where I want to have some exposure to. Clearly, we'll see how this plays out. We'll see how great Fundrise is at investing. That's going to be the fun of it.
Heck yeah, it's going to be awesome, and hopefully later on it does pay you some dividends, Bert.
It might, because some of these companies might pay some dividends. Who knows? If some of these holdings they keep them past the IPO stage.
Yeah, at that point, I'm pretty sure they'd be long exited.
You never know. You never know, but it'll at least pay me dividends and it'll make me excited. So that's what matters.
So yeah, let us know, guys. Do you have exposure to OpenAI or any other private AI that's not out there publicly traded? Let us know what platform you guys use. Again, if you're interested, the link below is to Fundrise to sign up and check it all out, baby.
All right, everyone. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And remember, you're either with us or you're against us, Jack.
That was Bert, the Hurt, and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.